Welcome to this deep dive into the complex and rapidly shifting dynamics between the United States and the United Kingdom as of early 2026, focusing on why President Donald Trump is currently expressing significant frustration with London and how this is impacting the famous special relationship. For decades, the US and the UK have been the closest of allies, sharing military secrets and economic goals. But today, that bond is being tested like never before by a series of high-stakes disagreements and personal clashes between Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The primary reason Donald Trump is currently upset with the United Kingdom revolves around the conflict in the Middle East, specifically regarding military actions in Iran. While the United States under the Trump administration has taken a very aggressive military stance, the UK government has refused to join US and Israeli forces in direct attacks on Iranian targets, which has led Trump to publicly state that he is not happy with the UK and that this is not the Winston Churchill era of cooperation. He expected Donald Trump had high expectations for the UK, specifically wanting London to provide unconditional support for his foreign policy initiatives and to grant full, unrestricted use of British air bases for missile strikes and military operations. But the UK has hesitated due to concerns about international law and regional stability, which Trump views as a lack of loyalty from his most important ally. Additionally, there is a growing economic tension as President Trump has threatened to tear up or change the US-UK trade agreement that was previously seen as a cornerstone of post-Brexit British prosperity, because he believes the UK is not being a helpful partner and is making what he calls insane mistakes regarding energy policy and immigration. Another major factor in this fallout is the UK decision to withhold certain intelligence and distance itself from certain US military campaigns that London believes fall outside the bounds of international law, which Trump sees as a betrayal of trust, while London argues it is merely protecting its own legal and sovereign interests. This trust deficit is worsened by the fact that the Trump administration often uses unpredictability as a tactic, while the UK government prefers a more stable and rule-based international order, which has created a massive gap in how both nations approach global crises. Like the war in Ukraine and energy security, London is now in a difficult position where it must balance its need for American trade and defense with its desire to maintain a distinct and moral foreign policy that does not always follow the White House lead, especially when the White House threatens to impose high tariffs on British steel and cars if they do not comply with American demands. Looking ahead, the future of the relationship depends on whether both leaders can find a way to compromise on military support and trade terms, but for now the relationship is described by many as being at its lowest point in modern history, with Trump suggesting that the special relationship is simply not what it used to be and may never be the same again. Thank you for joining us for this 10-minute analysis of the shifting power balance across the Atlantic. And we will continue to monitor how these two historical allies manage their growing list of grievances in an increasingly unstable world.